Chaos exploded as the new Home Secretary faced a staggering crisis on her first day. Over 1,000 migrant crossings in 24 hours. Yvette Cooper's disastrous tenure culminated in record numbers that forced Starmer to axe her immediately. Then came the explosive policy reversal. Migrants moved from hotels to army barracks, with talk of reviving Rwanda. The political earthquake left Westminster reeling, as tough Minister Shabana Mahmood took charge. Watch the clip. First off, if you haven't jumped on board yet, hit that subscribe button and join this little family that's growing thanks to you.
The Home Secretary could announce as early as tomorrow the relocation of migrants from hotels to disused army barracks.
They'll be talking about Rwanda next, won't they? I don't know. Let's get more details from former Conservative advisor Charlie Rowley. It does seem extraordinary, but it is almost as though sooner or later they're going to say, oh, why don't we revive that Rwanda thing?
Well, wouldn't that be extraordinary? I mean, of all the U-turns that this government could undertake, reversing that particular policy and going back to what was the Conservative plan of the Rwanda scheme, the thing that on day one of this government that they scrapped, it would be extraordinary. But you mentioned the new Home Secretary there. I think it's important to dwell on the former Home Secretary.
Well, exactly.
Who you said, absolutely right, you said in the last hour, as I was watching on my way in, Yvette Cooper, who had 5 years as the shadow Home Secretary to prepare for all of the crises that we're talking about.
Anyway, look, away from all that nonsense, GB News can exclusively reveal that more than 1,000 small boat migrants crossed the Channel yesterday on what was the new Home Secretary's first full day in the job.
Yes, now that brings the total to a staggering number, 29,000 arrivals this year.
Well, the Prime Minister is battling to get a grip with all of this, of course.
Reporting about day in, day out today. And not only that, she was the chairwoman of the Home Affairs Select Committee. You know, if there is anybody in British politics today, you would have thought it would be Yvette Cooper who would have been able to tackle this crisis and who, over those years, had been attacking the Conservative government for all of the things that they got wrong. And she's been moved out.
Nobody could possibly be more prepared for the job than Yvette Cooper. She's completely and utterly cocked it up, hasn't she?
Well, you can't draw any other conclusion, which is why Sir Keir Starmer's moved her on, because, you know, he has overseen, with her as the Home Secretary, now former Home Secretary, you know, a record number of small boat crossings within a 12-month period of Labour taking office. If that doesn't scream for...
Well, it's interesting. Shabana Mahmood is said to be a tougher nut to crack. And we've now had this, it's being floated at least, that she could very quickly move people out of hotels and into... I mean, in effect, sort of detention centres, but sort of based at, or disused army barracks or things like that. Is that going to be a